Well, hello students. Today that we are going to start to sculpt our body and possibly our head. So go ahead, and as far as our tools will be, we will need either the hanger that you got or the paper clip. Either one would work, and then of course our spork. So grab those, set those aside. If your hanger is still bent, I would try to straighten it, because we're going to use this as like a knife, okay? I am going to open up my bag of fresh clay, and I'm going to grab a chunk. Now, depending on how big your animal is going to be, will depend on how much clay and how you need to build it. So I'm just gonna grab a decent size. My clay's still feeling good. I just kind of grabbed the chunk there. I'll wrap it back up and just set it aside. My very first thing is to create the body. And so my body shape, I have very clearly what I'm gonna do. And so I'm going to roll my body shape. I'm just gonna set that aside. Just gonna kind of roll and pinch my body shape to get exactly what I'm looking for right there. I haven't really touched any water yet. Just kind of going through and like getting the beginning part. Now my clay is not gonna be bigger than 1 inch. So I have my ruler and I just put the tape so you can see it clearly. That is not bigger than 1 inch. If it was bigger than 1 inch, I would have to kind of hollow that out. But mine is just roughly about 1 inch. So I'm gonna kind of tap that edge down. And we did this at the very beginning when we were making forms, like day one when we were playing with clay. I kind of tapping and pinching to get that shape that I know I really want. If I was feeling like I needed to cut something off, I could just kind of take and get that and then keep pinching if that felt like I needed to slim it down. All right, so I'm feeling pretty good about my actual body shape. I might work on that a little bit here. By just kind of moving this just a little bit here and then smoothing. Okay. So I'm just, again, gonna kind of gently tap those edges to make sure I like what I'm creating. All right, so that's my body. Your body might take longer, all depending. With my head, I am going to, my head piece is just a little kind of triangle or a big piece of like candy corn. So I'm gonna kind of do that same thing where I tap, and I'm kind of looking at this thinking, is this too big or is this gonna work? It's seeming like it's gonna work. If I felt like it was too big though, I could again just take and like cut a little bit off to help that shape get a little bit more defined. So most of this is gonna be pinching. And I'm kind of just gently pinching edges. So again, we don't want our clay thicker than 1 inch, otherwise we need to hollow that out. And then anytime we attach clay, we are going to be slipping and scoring, okay? So I am going to begin by actually slipping and scoring this right here. So when I slip and score, I can use my paper clip and I make those tiny little hatch marks, right? and my actual piece, make those tiny little hatch marks. So I have scoring, and then I'm going to dip my finger in the slip, and it should just kind of literally kind of go in there. So it kind of seeps down into my score marks, and then I'm going to attach those. All right, now I've just set it on top. I haven't finished this. So what I'm going to do now is, this tool is really great, or your finger, just like how we did before. I need to blend those together. And so this is where you can take your finger or the tool you got that's sharpest and try to blend that together. Anytime we attach clay, it's really important that you slip and score. And then I'm going to get right under here and make sure that I slip and score this, like connect that. So this is the beginning of our actual clay animal. I'm hoping today that you just get your head and your body done, but all depends on what your actual animal is. When you're done today, if you have extra clay, you're gonna wrap that up really well. And if you have your project, then again, just like we've been doing every day, you're going to put it in a bag very carefully and wrap it up and leave that in a safe spot. If you do have an empty bin and you want to put it in a bin too, that's okay. You can also do that and then put your lid on. Okay, that is how we are going to begin our animals. Next class period, then we'll focus on our legs and our details.